Government to support initiatives aimed at promoting unity in the state. Uyo High Court struck out case brought by Promise Land Process Nigeria Limited against Ministry of Transport and Uyo Capital Development Authority. Igbo community in Akwa Ibom State gets new Ezendibo. Details shortly. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I am Akaniyene Upon. The State Deputy Governor, Mr. Moses Ekpo, will continue to support says government will continue to support initiatives that will promote the unity of the state. Mr. Moses Ekpo stated this during the commencement of a football competition tagged the Abag Chairman's Cup. Patience John has the details.
Performing the kickoff of the annual tournament to be played among 11 wards in Abag local government area, the Deputy Governor noted that the competition will engage youths of the area positively and promote healthy rivalry. Mr. Moses Ekpo thanked the Chairman of Abag Local Government Transition Committee, Mr. Emmanuel Udosen, for reviving the annual sports competition, which he said is an avenue to discover talent, and advised the players to imbibe team spirit during the competition.
Let us look forward to a future that will be an opportunity for us to develop ourselves economically, politically, and socially. I want to assure you that I will be every step with you on the way if you are going towards progress.
The Chairman of Abag Local Government Transition Committee, Mr. Emmanuel Udosen, said the resuscitation of the annual tournament by his administration is informed by the Dakada initiative of Governor Udom Emmanuel, and announced that the first prize winner will take home 200,000 naira, second prize 150,000 naira, while the third place winner will go home with 100,000 naira.
At the end of this tournament, some persons from Abag local government area will feature in the national team by the grace of God.
The member representing Abag State constituency, Elder Friday Iwu, spoke on the advantages of the tournament and applauded the chairman of the transition committee for his leadership prowess.
You know the importance of sport in any organized society. It will go a long way in promoting the psychological aspect of the people, the mental aspect of the people, the physiological aspect of the people.
The opening match took place between Otoro Ward 1 and Otoro Ward 2 teams. Patience John reporting.
The wife of the state governor, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel, has visited Nsiribum, Surubium, and Saratai local government areas in continuation of her thank you tour of local government areas in the state. Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel was received by women and stakeholders in these areas. Eya Renopo has the details.
The governor's wife was accompanied by commissioners, members of the State House of Assembly, and political stakeholders. In Etinan, wife of the Chairman Transition Committee, members of the Traditional Rulers Council, the Commissioner for Science and Technology, and the member representing Etinan in the State House of Assembly, lauded the present administration for reviving peacock paint industry and for flagging off the construction of Etinan Ona Road. The women of Immaculate Conception Parish of the Catholic Church presented an award and the centenary wrapper to the governor's wife, saying the parish is celebrating 100 years of existence. At Nsiribum, which was the governor's wife's next port of call, women poured encomium on the governor's wife for her visits to the area and appealed for the construction of Ikoro Panabia Ikorengwene Road and the establishment of Skill Acquisition Center. When members of the governor's wife entourage reached Ikoredibun, headquarters of Nsiribum local government area, an arousing welcome thrilled them, after which the wife of the transition committee chairman, the paramount ruler, Mr. Emmanuel Ibiok, Onofiok Luke, and representative of Barrister Effiong Bob pledged to support Governor Udomi Emmanuel to succeed. The newly appointed special assistants to the governor from the area, Barrister Uteba Siidem and Obonwan Felicita Zusoro, also pressed the present administration for working towards improving the living standard of the people.
We will be solidly behind him as an industrialist, that we are doing his part. We'll give him all the necessary support. The women are happy, the youth are happy, everybody is happy.
The governor's wife rounded her tour with a visit to Nseretai, where the people showed their solidarity in songs. Political leaders and women in Nseretai lauded the governor's wife for establishing FERE program, which they noted has touched the lives of women and the girl child. The governor's wife, in her response in all the areas visited, thanked the women for the reception accorded her and promised to reciprocate the gesture by empowering them and ensuring that they are appointed into key positions in the present administration.
I came here to appreciate the people.
High point of the Monday Star was the commissioning of motorbikes donated by the member representing Nseretai in the State House of Assembly, Mr. Mark Esed Iyagenopo, reporting.
Appeal for prompt payment of electricity bills by end users to enable the distribution companies remit their debts to the appropriate source.
The effectiveness of industrialization is by providing power. If we don't provide power that would energize the industries will always fail and they will fold up. So Udomi Emmanuel is determined to industrialize the Akwa Ibom State.
The Managing Director of Ibom Power, Dr. Victor Udor, who took the governor's aid round the facility, said the company was on 24-hour power production and fulfilling Governor Udomi Emmanuel's mandate of making Akwa Ibom a power generating and exporting hub in the region. He blamed the few cases of power fluctuation to the distribution company's responsibility. It is to ensure proper distribution of power to the end users and manage load growth. Dr. Udor appealed for prompt payment of electricity bills by end users to enable the distribution companies to remit their debts to the appropriate sources. The High Court of Justice sitting in Uyo has struck out a case brought before it by the Promised Land Cruisers Nigeria Limited against the Ministry of Transport and Uyo Capital City Development Authority UCCDA for lack of merit. Delivering the judgment on the matter, the presiding judge, Justice Ekaito Obud, noted that based on the enabling law setting up Uyo Capital City Development Authority, the Promised Cruisers aid in operating within Uyo Capital City Development Authority without due approval from authority. The judge directed Promised Land Cruisers Nigeria Limited to immediately relocate to government-approved motor parks in line with government directives as contained in the law setting up Uyo Capital City Development Authority. Reacting to the judgment, the Commissioner for Transport, Dr. Godwin Tukude, described the judgment as a milestone in the state government efforts to sanitize the state for the good of all. The Commissioner enjoined the operators of Promised Land Cruisers Nigeria Limited to immediately relocate to government-approved motor parks in line with the High Court's ruling. The Commissioner appealed to transport operators in the state to cooperate with the present administration to enable it fulfill its lofty objectives for the benefit of all. It's still Channel 45 News at dawn. We now take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You're welcome back. The Igbo community in Akwa Ibom State has held its end-of-year get-together. The event took place at Christ the King Nazarene Primary School, Uyo, and was attended by chiefs from the 5 states that make up the Igbo land. Mfoniso Effiong filed this report. Here presented.
The aim of the end-of-year get-together was to sue for peace among Igbo people in Akwa Ibom State, as well as to end the fight that has existed for years as a result of who to be the Ezendibo in the state. Declaring the event open, the president of the group, Chief Emmanuel Chukwumsi, said the Igbo people should imbibe unity and peace and live as one. The high point of the event was the coronation of Chief Bat Nnaemeka Okwala, who won the election held earlier this month as the Ezendibo in the state. The 5 chiefs representing each of the states of the Igbo community crowned him by decorating him with an attire, neck beads, wrist beads, and staff of office. In his remarks, the new Eze Chief Okwala thanked the people for electing him and promised not to disappoint them.
So they should embrace peace. See, peace will lead you to everywhere you want to go in this country. You understand? Once you stand by the truth, the sky is your limit, and God will be by you. And once you lift yourself up, God will bring you down. God says when you lower yourself, He will bring you up. And any door that God opens, no man can close it.
Congratulations to the new Ezendibo. A physical fitness instructor has spoken of the need for people to create time for daily aerobic exercises. A fitness coach, Mr. George Offiong, was speaking during an exercise session at the Uyo Township Stadium. He said that daily exercise helps to reduce cardiac arrest and heart attack. Mr. Offiong, however, said that aerobic exercises should be part of daily activities of people who want to stay fit.
Exercise benefits a little. So if it benefits a little, but what about if you do it maybe 4 times a week? That means you are helping yourself to move good to yourself.
Some of the participants described the aerobic session as a way of keeping their body fit.
It's a very serious Keep Fit program, and it has really helped me as a person to keep fit and lose weight.
So it is very pertinent for anybody that wants to keep fit and live long to exercise. And that's why you hear of cardiac arrest, failure, heart failure, a lot of things that happen to those that don't exercise.
Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki says stiffer penalties await convicted rapists. Negotiations between Syrian government and opposition tentatively scheduled for January next year. Mercy Akere has this and more on a national and foreign news segment.
Senate President Bukola Saraki has said one of the laws to be enacted by the 8th Assembly would be to enforce stiffer sanctions for convicted rapists, adding that gender-based violence is one of the most persistent human rights crimes in the world and one of the least prosecuted offenses. Dr. Saraki has also given the assurance that any section of the controversial social media bill that is deemed obnoxious will be expunged before it is passed into law, adding that the Senate has no intention to gag Nigerians. Nigerian army troops operating in the Bama axis on a fighting patrol have cleared more Boko Haram terrorists within the Sambisa forest. According to a statement issued by the Army spokesman, Colonel Sani Usman, the troops have cleared all the 4 camps located within the area. According to the Army spokesman, 31 persons were rescued from the insurgents. United States Secretary of State Mr. John Kerry has visited Russia, where he held talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on the Syrian conflict and issues of terrorism. The talks between the US and Russia is aimed at mending any differences in the approach to the political process aimed at ending the conflict in Syria. While there are plans for more international talks concerning Syria within the week, negotiations between the Syrian government and the opposition side have been tentatively scheduled for January next year. Saudi Arabia has announced the formation of a 34-nation Islamic military coalition to fight terrorism. A joint operations center is being set up in the Riyadh capital. The Saudi Arabia government said it is its duty to protect the Islamic nation from the evils of terrorism.
The Akwa Ibom State Police Command has reported one Michael Ume Godwin of number 46 Obot Street Dam into local government areas missing. Mr. Godwin is 26 years old, fair in complexion, about 5 feet tall, and speaks English and Ibibio languages fluently. A police statement says Michael left home on 25th November 2015 to Nkemba Street, Uyo, and has not returned. According to the police, efforts to trace his whereabouts have proved abortive. The police therefore request members of the public with useful information on his whereabouts to contact the Divisional Police Officer D Division or the nearest police station. Staff of the Ministry of Transport have condoled with the Commissioner for Transport, Dr. Godwin Tugude, on the death of his brother, Mr. Etam Tugude. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Dr. Effiong Abia, who led other staff of the Ministry on a condolence visit on the Commissioner, said the staff received the news of the death of Mr. Etam Tugude with shock. Dr. Abia noted that the late Mr. Etam Tugude was an ardent Christian who drew many close to him through his sterling qualities. He urged the Commissioner to take consolation in the Word of God, which stressed that death is not the end of human life, but the beginning of eternal life. Responding, Dr. Godwin Tugude thanked staff of the ministry for the condolence visit, describing the visit as a show of love. He said his brother was a pillar of strength to the family, friends, and associates. Other groups also paid condolence visits to the Commissioner. The late Mr. Etam Tugude, who died at the age of 51, attended government primary school in Biayoran and Atakwa Comprehensive Secondary School in Biayoran. He will be buried at Biayoran after a funeral service by the Heaven Light Assembly Church of Nigeria. You can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45 or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. To end the news, another look at the top stories. The state government is to support initiatives aimed at promoting the unity of the state. The State Deputy Governor, Mr. Moses Ekpo, stated this during the commencement of our BAC Chairman's football competition. We also brought a report that the Igbo community in Akwa Ibom State has elected a new Eze Ndibo. That's a package this morning. But remember, once your passion is right, then nothing is impossible. Dakada and go for it. Good morning.